Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into how access to high-quality spatial data is absolutely transforming everything from climate change analysis to urban development. We live in a fast-paced, rapidly evolving world, right? And to make any sense of it, researchers need powerful, direct access to geographical information systems that hold literally millions of complex data points. So, we're going to look at one specific resource that is really standing out as a major player in this space.
We're kicking things off with a pretty massive question. Can Digimap actually revolutionize academic research? Now, this matters deeply because, let's face it, traditional GIS software, it can be incredibly clunky and, frankly, pretty intimidating. This raises the stakes for researchers who just need frictionless, direct access to our world's spatial data to do their jobs. So if a tool comes along that can break down those barriers, well, the implications are huge. Section 1. What exactly is Digimap?
At its core, Digimap is an online mapping and data delivery service. It's managed by Adina, which is a center at the University of Edinburgh, and it's quickly become a real cornerstone resource for geographic research in the UK and beyond. Think of it as this incredibly accessible gateway for students and researchers. It's basically the central hub where you find both the tools and the raw data you need for some seriously deep spatial analysis.
Section 2. A wealth of map data.
Now, this is where things get really fascinating. On one hand, you have Ordnance Survey maps, bringing you the most hyper-detailed, up-to-date layouts available today, which is obviously crucial for any modern analysis. But then, on the other hand, you have historical maps. Just imagine literally laying today's street view right on top of a map of your city from a century ago. It lets researchers easily visualize how a landscape has evolved over vast periods of time. But we aren't just looking at physical boundaries here. We can go a layer deeper, pun intended, with thematic data. This allows users to track changing demographics and ecological shifts right in the neighborhoods where people actually live. It essentially maps out societal trends, transforming a static map into this dynamic, living reflection of human behavior.
And finally, we hit bedrock. Literally. We're talking geological data. Understanding the actual Earth beneath our feet is the vital foundation for fields like environmental science, urban planning, and even archaeology. Because without that geological layer, our understanding of the physical environment is basically just scratching the surface.
Moving on to Section 3, accessible and user-friendly.
Because, let's be honest, having mountains of incredible data means absolutely nothing if you can't figure out how to use it. Thankfully, Digimap doesn't hit you with an intimidating software wall. Instead, it guides you through a really intuitive three-step journey. You easily navigate the datasets, you create your custom maps, and then, this is key, you export that data to other GIS platforms if you want to manipulate it further. They even throw in educational tutorials, which totally lowers the barrier to entry, whether you're a first-year student or a seasoned researcher.
Section 4. Driving real-world impact. You'll often hear experts call access to this kind of detailed data a true game changer, and they honestly hit the nail on the head. Providing this common hub fosters incredible cross-institution collaboration. It sparks creative solutions to some of our most complex problems. When a diverse group of thinkers all have access to the exact same high-quality spatial data, innovation is pretty much guaranteed to follow.
Just look at who is actually using this stuff. You've got historians looking backward to study centuries of land use. You've got urban planners looking at the present to assess infrastructure. And you have environmental scientists looking forward, modeling regional climate change impacts. And why should we care? Because these aren't just academic exercises happening in a vacuum. This data directly informs modern mitigation strategies and tangible policies that impact our communities every single day.
Section 5. Challenges to consider. Okay, to keep things fully objective here, we have to look at the realities on the ground. It's not totally flawless. First up, data limitations. It is primarily UK-centric, meaning international projects are going to need outside supplements. Second, the learning curve. Even with a user-friendly setup, underlying GIS concepts still take some getting used to for total beginners. And lastly, subscription costs. Paid access can definitely be a barrier for smaller institutions. So decision-makers have to weigh those undeniable benefits against these very practical realities. Finally, Section 6, the future of mapping.
The potential for platforms like Digimap is really just getting started. Looking to the horizon, two massive developments are taking shape. First is the push to expand into international datasets, which would make it a globally invaluable resource. But the second, and probably the most exciting, is the integration of machine learning. By bringing AI into the mix, researchers are soon going to be able to automatically uncover hidden insights and spatial patterns across millions of data points. We're talking patterns that are literally impossible for human eyes to catch.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to mull over. As machine learning begins to really deeply analyze all these overlapping historical, thematic, and geological layers, what previously invisible truths about our past and our future are just waiting to be discovered? Thank you for joining me for this explainer. Keep exploring and keep asking questions about the world around you.